The biggest and priciest space telescope ever launched, the James Webb Telescope, has already created a stir when it began operations in the summer of 2022. Even the initial pictures indicated that everything will change once the telescope at the end of the cosmos was launched. If you're interested in space travel, astronomy, and little-known facts, you can now subscribe to our channel. If you also turn on the notification bell, you'll be sure to not miss any new videos. Of course, we'd also love a thumbs up from you if you enjoy the video. Now we start with the most important facts about the new James Webb Telescope and its mission at the edge of the universe foreign. Music. There is little doubt that James Webb's 21-foot mirror with 18 honeycomb-shaped parts allows him to see farther into the cosmos than any other telescope to date. According to NASA, James Webb's 69 by 46-foot telescope is equipped with cutting-edge, high-tech equipment that allows it to collect light that has been traveling to us for almost 13 billion years. The telescope will eclipse anything that has been technically conceivable since its infrared sensors are so sensitive to infrared light that they can detect even the little warmth of a bumblebee at a distance from the moon. It is thought that James Webb is 100 times more powerful and sensitive than the Hubble Space Telescope. The technology provides significantly better color imaging than Hubble, and the mission tagline might be sharper, deeper, and wider. James Webb resembles a massive time machine in addition to being a telescope. Although Hubble has already revolutionized space exploration, the old telescope couldn't look quite as deep, and the images it could provide of the oldest galaxies were comparatively fuzzy and blurry. The new telescope is also located much deeper in space than Hubble, which is currently 342 miles away. Our universe is thought to be around 14 billion years old, and Webb can safely capture light that has been traveling to us for 13.5 billion years. As a result, this giant looks to the edge of time. However, James Webb is situated 900,000 miles from Earth in orbit, which is more than 4 times as far away as the Moon. For NASA and all the countries involved in the telescope's construction, this poses a serious risk. James Webb is too far away to fly to mend Able, which has needed 5 upgrades and repairs in its 30 years of operation. NASA space shuttle missions virtually flew to our cosmic front door to fix it. Missions could provide a problem for the advancement of contemporary space travel. NASA ended the space shuttle program a long time ago because of technological issues. The only spacecraft currently transporting humans into space are SpaceX's Dragon shuttles and Elon Musk. Of course, if SpaceX plans to fly humans to Mars in the 2030s, they could stop by James Webb and change a few light bulbs. Now let's take a look at how James Webb has shocked science with the oldest objects. In fact, in the first image NASA showed the public, objects that shouldn't have been there were visible. The deep field image displays the universe's oldest galaxies in reddish hues. These initial studies created a startling impression since the oldest galaxies appear to be much older than previously thought, forcing scientists to accept that massive, luminous galaxies were already present 200 million years after the Big Bang. The galaxy Glass Z13, which is 13.5 billion years old, and the galaxy Sears 933116, which may be even older, keep in mind that the Big Bang should have been about 13 billion years ago, are currently at the top of the list of the likely older galaxies. International expert teams are investigating the validity of these findings and examining whether there may have been a mistake in the past determination of distances and the age of galaxies. If the accuracy of the measurement methods is confirmed, all theories regarding the Big Bang will need to be rewritten, and researchers may soon need to come up with new explanations for the universe's beginning. For a very long time there was reportedly nothing, yet Webb's images reveal something else. Are there exoplanets with life? NASA released a revelation just a few days ago on January 11th, announcing that observational data acquired as early as August 2022 will be used to discover exoplanets, one of the telescope's primary responsibilities unlike any other. The telescope is equipped with instruments that, for the first time, allow it to make the finest measurements in the vicinity of exoplanets. This allows for a more thorough examination of any atmosphere and the determination of a planet's composition. The first planet analyzed in this way was LHS 475b, an Iraqi Earth-sized exoplanet orbiting a red dwarf star approximately 41 light-years away in the constellation Octans. The planet is much closer to its star than Earth is to it, and a year lasts only 2 days on LHS 475b. James Webb is able to detect tiny planets at incredible distances as they pass in front of their stars. Now that spectrum scientists are attempting to ascertain what is in the planet's atmosphere, James Webb demonstrated that it can readily detect a wide variety of molecules. However, the data has not yet been thoroughly examined to conclude that LHS 475b has an atmosphere and potentially the conditions necessary for life. But once more, the first successful measurement was merely the beginning, and we can anticipate more amazing outcomes. The quest to determine whether the universe has boundaries and a beginning, middle, and end. In practical terms, James Webb's telescope can look back 13.5 billion years, which should be shortly after the Big Bang. However, it is unclear if Webb's scope can look back even further than previously believed. As we have already told you, the telescope has already turned science upside down with the first images of extremely old galaxies. If Webb had helped researchers find evidence of the Big Bang, at least the starting point would have been confirmed. But this is not the case, and no hints were found on the boundaries of the universe that existed shortly after the Big Bang. In this context, it is obvious that the question of whether James Webb can theoretically look to the edge of the currently existing universe. James Webb is limited to capturing light and making sources visible. The light that strikes the telescope's mirrors has been traveling through space for a different amount of time before it reaches us. The image that Webb captures because of the light always shows the position of the light where it was at the moment it was emitted. Galaxies whose light reaches us after 13 billion years most likely do not exist today, even though the light of our closest stellar neighbors in the Centauri system takes about 4 years to reach us. We can then see the stars as they appeared 4 years ago. Therefore, since we currently have almost no chance of looking from Earth into the existing universe, we are unable to see to the edge either, as we know that not only do galaxies expand through space, but the entire universe expands. The Big Bang, which is currently being questioned, was purportedly the beginning point. Black or dark matter is an as-yet unexplained component of the universe's overall structure and expansion. James Webb is expected to shed new light on this as well, but the first measurements are still pending. The findings could either terrify or provide much-needed pieces to the puzzle of the entire cosmic picture. According to science, dark matter is probably a fundamental component of the universe. It is the starting point of an equally enigmatic network that forms the fundamental structures of the universe. The existence of dark matter is evident. It only defies all known physical laws, and it is precisely this that gives scientists sleepless nights. What if everything physicists and astronomers believe to be true about the universe turns out to be false? If the telescope keeps producing findings that contradict the earlier hypotheses, we will be able to witness in the upcoming months and years how the universe's origin story must be entirely rewritten. What do we actually know about the universe? What we now know for sure is the size of the universe, which is the portion of the cosmos that telescopes allow us to witness. At this time, however, we have no method of knowing how big the universe is. The overall extent of the known universe is approximately 28.5 gigaparsecs, or AE for cosmic distance measurements, and James Webb's observing radius is 13.5 billion light-years. The distance between the Sun and Earth is approximately 90,000 million miles, or 1 astronomical unit. In terms of space, academics now believe that humans can only see light up to 16 billion years away. 1 parsec is equivalent to 3 light-years, or 5,880 million miles. Thus, 28.5 gigaparsecs would place us at roughly 58 billion miles. Researchers refer to this line as the horizon of the event. At this point, many questions remain unanswered. Will we finally find traces of life on other planets? Will we unravel the mystery of black matter? Will we find the edge of the universe? Researchers are confident that they can reconstruct events thanks to computer simulations, but they need constants within known space, which James Webb is finally expected to provide. What happened before that we humans probably won't know unless our technologies make dramatic progress. We look forward to your comments and conversations on the subject. See you next time at Simply Space. Did you really believe in the Big Bang Theory, and are you now startled? Or are you one of the rare individuals who can truly comprehend an infinite universe with no beginning and no end?